So yeah, beautiful people, it's your mentor, Ftmo here, and welcome to another YouTube video with me. But before we start with this video, kindly note that we have a massive special running on our newly designed recorded mentorship. Mentorship is now 1,000 Rand or $60. The mentorship consists of the following things. It consists of a trading psychology, risk management plan, the red print, and a fully detailed course. This also includes market breakdown sessions, signal group, and analysis group. And then lastly, we have the Discord group. On the Discord group, this is where I'm going to be able to track your progress. I'll be sending my analysis. You'll also be sharing your analysis. And you also get 24-hour assistant, and I help you become a profitable quality trader and a funded trader. Lastly, make sure that if you want free analysis and free signals, you join my free group. The link is there on the description section. And please, guys, let's hit that 5K subscribers and like, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the comment section. Let's get it. So yeah, beautiful people, it's your mentor, Ftmo here, and welcome to today's session where we are going to be talking about how I made $19,000 on my Ftmo phase one account. The account was on a serious drawdown. I think I was left with roughly around about $1.3 before I breached the account, right? And I managed to recover the account with only a single trade. Right. So I'm just going to be showing you guys how I did that. And truth be told, it was not simple. It challenged me, and trust me, I managed to pull that one off. But regardless of that, okay, let's get into it. Note that I only trade two trading instruments, right? I only trade USDT and gold, especially on my Ftmo account, right? So firstly, this is gold. This is USDT that we are going to be doing a breakdown on. As you guys can see, USDT has been bullish for the longest time. How do we see that? Price kept on impulsing, correcting, impulsing, correcting, impulsing, correcting, impulse correction, impulse correction. Then we're looking for the big correctional movement and a push to the upside, making all these lows what? Internal range liquidity, which means none of these lows here, for those that are trading your own concept, should not look for any buying opportunities within this area here. The number one key reason why most traders fail actually at this area here. They look for entry points on every low that they find, right? So note that this was a big impulsive movement that needed a big correctional movement to our demand area here, right? To our demand area here. So this means that okay, this is going to be what? This is going to be our point of interest. So this is going to be our point of interest. Right, so this means that okay, we are going to be looking for buying opportunities from this area here, pushing to the upside, right? Pushing to the upside. And then one thing that I want you guys to understand is that the last low here, which you guys refer to as inducement, was the one that I was looking for. As much as price pushes to the downside, I'm going to look for price to eliminate this low and then tap into our demand area and push to the upside, right? Like I said, all these lows are what? All these lows are our internal range liquidity. So it confirms to me that once this low is eliminated, there are higher chances of price respecting this area and pushing to the upside to go and eliminate that high there. Okay, so which means that okay, our target will be at this area here. Our target will be at that area here. Right, our target will be where? Our target will be at that area there. So which means that okay, this will be our inducement. This will be our inducement, right? So now we are going to be looking for buying opportunities from where? From this area here, pushing to the upside to go and eliminate that high. So normally when I have a big supply area or demand area, what I do is I use what I refer to as set and forget. Set and forget is basically when I do what? When I calculate my risk, right? I have my risk calculated at this area here. I look for firstly what? My lot size. I look for my lot size. And then secondly, I'm going to look for the amount of risk, right? How much am I going to be risking on this trade? And then thirdly, I'm going to look for my target, right? Which is my take profit. How much am I going to be gaining after this? But unfortunately on this trade, I do not enter at this area here because of this movement happened at night, right? And I did not calculate my risk on this trade. Why? Because of I was gonna look for a bullish movement from this area to that area there, and then I was gonna use my A setup model. I was gonna use my A setup model to do what? To impulse with price to go and eliminate that high there, right? After using the same thing actually, which means when I start looking for buying opportunities on my minor structure or my impulsive wave, I'm going to use what? An A setup model that consists of this guys here. So let me just give you guys a brief. I'm gonna show you guys the exact area where I look for my buying opportunity, right? So let's just remove this for now and then bring them back a little bit. There's two. And then what I do is after making my analysis on a daily time frame, I go straight to 1 hour. So do what? To look for my opportunities. So price played around, it pushed and pushed and pushed. And then my entry point was around, let me just continue with that. Let's just wait. And I started looking for my buying opportunities actually. I started looking for my buying opportunities around this area here. Right. I started looking for my buying opportunities around this area here. So I think it was after NFP or something. Right. For those that managed to trade this, you can see that okay, we have what? A big impulsive movement that leaves us with a possible demand area around this area here. Right. So there is a possible demand area around this area here. Right, because you can see that price consolidated a lot after impulsing to the upside. So which means there are higher chances of you looking for what? There are higher chance of you spotting a demand area here, making this low here a temporary low, which means this could have been your first entry point, right? This could have been your first entry point, right? And then moving on, after price has eliminated this high here, that's when I started looking for my buying opportunities. So I think NFP or whatever event was came through, and then I identified this as my what? As my demand area. So moving on to a 15 minutes time frame, right? So this was where I looked for my buying opportunities, right? So listen, moral of the story: if you push back to a daily time frame, this means that wherever I'm gonna be looking for my buying opportunity, I should take this trade, hold it till it hits that area there. My goal was to make sure that I hold the US30 trade till CPI, right? Which means till last week Friday. I was supposed to hold that trade till then, right? But I'm gonna tell you guys why I didn't hold the trade for long and what exactly happened, right? So this is our target. Don't forget that we're targeting this area here. Why? Because of the whole movement here, it's gonna be bullish, which means guys, do not look for sells on a buy structure and then don't look for buys on a sell structure. What I do is, and I inform my students also that just keep on looking for buys till you hit that higher high, right? Just keep looking for buys till you hit that higher high. So this was the area that I was looking for my entry point from. As you guys can see, you guys were happy about killing NFP or CPI, whatever the event was here, right? And then I knew that price has to come to this area here and then tap into my funded area. It has to come and tap into my funded area. So my main target, has to be this area here, right? My main entry point has to be this area here. So which means I'll be looking for buying opportunities within this area here. And then my target will be what? My target will be at that area, right? As you guys can see, price comes, taps us in, price comes and taps us in, and then we have impulsive movement to the upside, right? This is why I made my mistake, right? This is why I made my mistake. So firstly, as you guys can see, price impulse to the upside, right? Price impulse to the upside, and then I think it closed somewhere here. And then this was, as you can see, it's the 3rd, and then this is the 6th. So which means it was Friday, then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it opened, and then it get up and went up, right? And you see, when price came back, I was looking for buying opportunity somewhere around this area here, right? I was looking for buying opportunity somewhere around that area. So price hit my stop loss. And then on my head, I'm like, the account was already on a drawdown, right? I think it was around 186. Yeah. And then I'm like, let me just close this entry point. I'll look for another one that can be able to recover the whole account, right? That's where I made my main mistake. And then look what price did afterwards. Price kept on impulsing, price kept on impulsing, price kept on impulsing and impulsing and impulsing. So if I was patient enough to hold this trade, right? If I was patient enough to hold this trade, I think my take profit was going to be roughly run about, I think it was $26,000, right? As you guys can see, price managed to do what? Price managed to hit my take profit. So moral of the story, look for buying opportunities, right? Look for buying opportunities on what? On your uptrend on the mana structure, right? The mana structure is the one that happens after price tapped into your demand area. So this is how easy my trade was. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you proof of the entry point, right? So this is what I had to do, right? This is the simplest thing that I had to do. As you guys can see, price managed to hit my take profit. And this is, I don't know, your NFP or whatever. There are other form of entry points that came through, but I was no longer interested because of I knew that this was my main entry point. This was where I was supposed to have made most of my profits, right? So this is the first trade that I refer to, an A setup, right? Trade. And then moving down to gold, So let me just, moving down to gold. If you go to our 1 day, let's start from a daily time frame actually. So on a daily time frame, what is it that you can see? Gold has been bullish. How do we see that gold has been bullish? We have an impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse, right? Even here we have another impulse and correction. Okay. So moving on, I'm supposed to look for buying opportunities. I've seen most of you guys saying that gold is gonna drop, gold is gonna be looking for selling opportunities, blah 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 and stuff. Guys, on an uptrend we only buy, on a downtrend we only sell. Don't be smart. Don't be smart, right? Do what the market tells you to do, right? Do what the market tells you to do. So what is it that I saw? I saw that on a 10-hour time frame, we had what? We had a demand area here, right? So we had a demand area here, and then I'm leaving us with this inducement here, temporary low, right? And then inducement. Right. And then what is it that I saw? I saw that this high here has to be taken out. Right. Can you see there are only two types of setups that I take? I take the overall setup, and then I also take what? I also take the what do you refer to it? The mana structure entry point. Right. So now we're gonna start looking for buying opportunities around this area here, and then we're going to look forward to eliminating that high. Right. Price comes, it taps into our what do you call this thing? Into our supply, into our demand area, then we should start looking for buying opportunities. I think on this one, I went to an hour time frame, right? I went to an hourly time frame, and then I didn't enter on any of these areas here. There's a specific area that I also entered at also. As you guys can see, price played around here. I think it was around fundamentals, your FOMC or whatsoever. And then, okay, firstly, me and my group were looking for buying opportunities where around this area here. There was this area here that we're looking for buying opportunities from. So which means we had to wait for price to come tap us in and then impulse. Where is our target? Our target is here at this area here. But then price did what? Price did not come to our area. It impulsed to the upside. So seeing price impulse to the upside, that's when I thought of, okay, it managed to eliminate this high here, which means price is going to present me with a trading opportunity, right? Price is going to present me with what? With a clean trading opportunity, right? And then that's when I came to take this entry point here, right? That's when I came to take this entry point here, right? And then I think on a 15 minutes time frame, let me go check something on a 15 minutes. Okay, let's go back to an hour time frame. Right, there was nothing clear. Let's check 45 minutes. There's something specific that I'm looking for. Okay, I think firstly I took a loss at this area here, right? I took a loss of, I think it was $800. Yeah, I took my first entry point here. That's when I realized that, okay, I made a mistake actually. If you check how price has been moving, price has did what? Price has impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse, making these two lows here my temporary lows, right? And then this means that, okay, price has to come to this area here, tap into it, and then give us that impulsive movement, right? Okay, moving on. So don't worry, I'll still show you guys the results. So now price came, and that's when I confirmed that, okay, here I'm gonna go long, and then this is going to be a trade that is going to be doing what? This is going to be a trade that is going to be recovering every single thing, every single loss that I made, right? Every single loss that I made, this is the trade that's going to do that. So I opened a 3 standard lot size, right, on gold. I opened a 3 standard lot size, and then I held the trade from here and to here, right? So this was my main entry point on gold. As you guys can see, price did what? Taps us in, and then we start to do what? We start to impulse to the upside, right? We start to impulse to the upside. Mind you, I keep telling everyone that if we are on the right trend, right structure, don't even worry about fundamentals. Fundamentals most of the time will take your direction, right? Fundamental most of the time will take your direction, right? So as you guys can see here, mind you, I'm on a drawdown. I'm on a serious drawdown. I saw price, I think roughly around about this area here. Price was floating on $11,000, right? And then comes, I don't know what event, it comes back to 6,000. I was so frustrated, but I realized that no, dude, you've been doing this for the longest time. And all I'm going to say to you is hold this trade and you will profit out of this trade. Mind you, I'm looking at the target. I'm looking at my take profit, right? I'm looking at what? I'm looking at my take profit. I'm like, if I hit this take profit, I'm going to hit $19,000. Because let's check on a daily time frame. Yeah, my take profit was 19. The first one was $19,000. The second one was what? $29,000, right? So I held this one till price did what? Till price impulsed to the upside to go, and I think I closed my trade roughly around about this area here. I closed my trade around this area here. And then as you guys can see, price went up and then it did what? It hit my take profit, right? So this is how I went about it. What do you see that is similar? Demand area and a counter trend, right? To go and eliminate that high. So guys, that's how I managed to make my 19,000 on my Ftmo phase one account. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving to the account and see what exactly happened. So yeah, beautiful people. So this is the Ftmo account that I've been trading, and yeah. So this is gold, and just to not waste your time, let's go straight to our history, right? Let's go to our history. So what is it that we can see here? We can see that I started trading this account from, when was it? January, February, March, April, right? And from then I made serious losses, right? I've been losing. Mind you, losing doesn't make you a bad trader. One thing that I want to emphasize to you guys, and I've realized this thing and I've learned this thing the hard way, that me taking losses was never about me being a bad trader, right? It was about mostly my trading plan and my trading psychology. I didn't follow my plan most of the time, right? I know that I'm not supposed to trade any fundamentals. I know that I'm not supposed to revenge the market. I know that I'm not supposed to use any emotions, right, after losing a trade. But then I kept doing that several times. I kept exceeding my daily loss, right? As you guys can see that, okay, every trade that I take, it should never be more than 1,005, 1,003 actually, dollar, right? So I risk 0.50 most of the time. But if you see here, there's a 1.7 US dollar loss. And then moving on, I just kept on making those things. And then at the end of the day, that's when I realized that for me to get back into this thing, I need only a few trades to do that. I sat down, worked on everything, general all my trades. And then I'm like, I'm going to recover this account. That's when I took the US30 trade. This was the first trade, the US30 one that I took, that I closed early. As you guys can see, US30 buy from which area? From this area here, and then I closed around that area there, right? So it was roughly around about $4,95,000, but the take profit was 26,000. And then went on. Look at this. I kept on making this back-to-back losses, right? I was selling gold, Euro USD, GBP. That's when I asked myself a simple question: that why am I going after a lot of pairs? Why am I doing that? Because the main pairs that I make most of my profits on, it's USDT, right? I make most of my profits where on USDT, as you can see, USDT that, USDT this, right? Nasdaq, I don't make a lot of profits on it. And then I decided that, okay, I'm going to trade USDT and gold only, right? And then came the gold setup, right? That's when I took the gold trade. The gold trade with the 3 standard lot size. Trust me, I wanted to use 5 standard lot size. But since all the account was on a drawdown, that's when I'm like, no, don't use that big lot size. Use the 3-1. Calculated the risk. I was risking $1,000, $2,003, and I'm like, I'm going in for this one. I took this trade and I went straight after it. So yeah, what I think I'm gonna be doing now is that I'm gonna be showing the investor passwords. with you guys, so that you can be able to see how I will pass this account and everything, right? So make sure that you check my free group for the investor password. And yeah, other than that, as you guys can see, the account is fully recovered back to 200,000. And I don't know if there is sort of a journal or whatsoever that can show you guys that what really happened on this account. Okay, it doesn't show here. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for joining today's session and hope you guys enjoyed this session. Hope you guys learned a lot from this session. And goodbye.